We will now look at the workings of the brain to understand how Superbrain Yoga works. Our brains are composed of approximately 100 billion neurons. These neurons form connections that allow us to think and store information. Our brain can store the equivalent information of over 100 million books. The brain is divided into two sides or hemispheres, a right hemisphere and a left hemisphere. Each hemisphere controls the opposite side of the body, with the left side or hemisphere controlling the right side and the right hemisphere controlling the left side. Each hemisphere of the brain is responsible for certain functions. The left hemisphere is responsible for rational functions. These include logical thinking, sequencing, analytical thinking, verbal abilities, and the ability to break down information into parts. The right hemisphere is responsible for subjective functions. These include artistic ability, intuition, holistic thinking, synthesis of information, visual spatial abilities, and looking at information as a whole. The brain functions by sending electrical impulses through the various neurons. The electrical activity emanating from the brain is in the form of brain waves. Our brain waves are independent within the left and right hemispheres. When the brain waves of one hemisphere are at a different frequency to the other hemisphere, our brain activity becomes one-sided. We are either more analytical with the left side dominance or more subjective with right side dominance. A key to peak performance is to have both sides of our brain equally active and at the same frequency. When this happens, we have full access to all of our abilities. Our brain waves have characteristic frequency ranges that are associated with different states of brain function. The four types of brain waves, in order of decreasing frequency, are beta, alpha, theta, and delta. Beta brain waves are present in a normal waking adult. They represent an alert and working mind and are formed from anxious and busy thinking and active concentration. Alpha brain waves represent a reflecting mind. It is the brainwave state of heightened creativity and inspiration. Theta brain waves are present during times of hypnosis, deep relaxation, and deep meditation. Delta brain waves are present when you are unconscious or asleep. You do not remember what is happening during a delta brain state. Studies have shown that the alpha state represents our peak performance. Most creative and inspiring work happens in the alpha state. Artists working in music, poetry, and art are typically in the alpha state while working. Athletes in the zone are performing while in the alpha state. Therefore, when our brains are in the alpha brainwave state, we can see improvements in many areas of our life, including work, study, and creativity. We have seen that our brain is a complex organ with two hemispheres that control our various mental functions. Peak performance is obtained by synchronizing the activity of the two hemispheres and placing our brainwaves into an alpha brainwave state. In the next section, we will demonstrate how Superbrain Yoga can create this preferred mental state in just minutes a day.